Good afternoon, dear student. I am Vikram Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce from Mewar University. Today, in this class, we understand dividend decision. For regarding dividend decision, these are the contents, concept of dividend, forms of dividend, types of dividend policy, factors affecting dividend policy, then concept of dividend decision and dividend theories. These are the contents for regarding this lecture. Let's we understand one by one. Concept of dividend. Listen carefully. The financial manager must take careful decision on how the profit should be distributed among the shareholders. It is very important part of the business concern because these decisions are directly related with the value of the business concern and also shareholder wealth. Financing decision and investment decision. Dividend decision is also a major part of the financial manager. We have three types of decision: financing decision, investment decision and dividend decision. Out of this, the dividend decision, it is also major part for the financial decision point of view. So when the business concern decide dividend policy, they have to consider certain factors such as retained earning and the nature of shareholder of the business concern. Now, for this dividend, we have one definition. Dividend means the business concern net profit distributed among the shareholder. Dividend refers to business concern net profit distributed among the shareholder. So it may also be termed as the part of the profit of the business concern which is distributed among its shareholder. Here we have one small definition. According to ICAI, dividend, it is defined a distribution to shareholder out of the profit or from reserve available for this purpose. This is all about the concept of dividend. Now, after that, we have different forms of dividend. Here, dividend may be distributed among the shareholder in the form of cash or stock. So, dividend are classified here: cash dividend, stock dividend, bond dividend and property dividend. Now let's start first cash dividend. If the dividend is paid in the form of cash to shareholder, it is called cash dividend. It is paid periodically out of the business concern EAIT, earning after interest and tax. Maybe profit available to shareholder. We also say here profit available to shareholder. The cash dividend are common and popular type followed by majority of the business concern. And one another form, stock dividend. Stock dividend, it is paid in the form of company stock due to raising more finance. Under this type, the cash is retained by the business concern. Stock dividend may be as a bonus issue. We can say here bonus issue. This issue is given only to the existing shareholder of the business concern. Now the another form, bond dividend. Bond dividend is also known as a scrip dividend. If the company does not have sufficient fund to pay cash dividend, the company promised to pay the shareholder at a future specific date with the help of issue of bond or notice. Now, one more form, property dividend. The property dividend are paid in the form of some assets other than cash. It will be distributed under the exceptional circumstances. This type of dividend, it is not published in India. This is all about the forms of dividend. Now, after that, types of dividend policy. Dividend policy, it is depend upon the nature of business. It is also type of shareholder and profitability position. On the basis of dividend declaration by the firm, the dividend policy here may be classified into the following: regular dividend policy, stable dividend policy, irregular dividend policy, no dividend policy. So let me understand one by one. The regular dividend policy means, under this, dividend payable at the usual rate, it is called as a regular dividend policy. This type of policy, it is suitable for the small investor or retired person. The next one is stable dividend policy. Stable dividend policy means payment of certain minimum amount of dividend regularly. Here we paid a certain amount regular basis. This dividend policy consists of the following three important forms. Under this, constant dividend per share, we have to pay constant payout ratio and stable rupees dividend plus extra dividend. This is all about stable dividend policy. Now the next one is irregular dividend policy. When the company are facing financial problem, facing the problem regarding earning and unsuccessful business operation, then they may follow irregular dividend policy. Under this, it is one of the temporary arrangement to meet the financial problem. This type are having adequate profit, for other no dividend is distributed. The last one, no dividend policy. Sometimes the company may follow no dividend policy because of its unfavorable working capital position of the amount required for future growth of the concern. If company facing the working capital problem, then this policy company can apply. These are the types regarding dividend policy. Now, factor affecting dividend policy. When we deciding any dividend policy, we have following factors, they affect to dividend policy. Now, let's understand. Allocation of earning between dividend and retained earning, it is essential part of management decision, and it requires the formulation and execution of sound dividend policies. So, there is no definite answer to the question as to what should the quantum of dividend be every year. A number of factors affect it, and the final figure of dividend is determined only after considering the combined effect of all those factors. Here, this factor we can classify it into two parts: external factor and internal factor. Now, let's understand first external factor. The external factor means outside the organization. Generally, the general state of economy, state of capital market, contractual restriction of a particular state, country, government policies, taxation policies, legal requirements. If we're doing business in the form of partnership, then the requirement of partnership we have to fulfill. If we're doing business in the form of company, we have to fulfill the company norms. And another, dividend policy of river organization. These are the external factor. The internal factor, here the type of business, what type of business here we doing, what type of work, age of the business, liquidity position of business, current year earning, estimated of future earning, past dividend, nature of ownership of share, need for additional capital, ability to borrow, shareholder preference for current income versus capital gain, policy of control, attitude of management. These are external, internal factors. In the summary way, a company dividend policy, it is depend on a number of factors that are interrelated and dynamic. Some factors are quantifiable and others are non-quantifiable. Their combined effect cannot be concluded through quantitative analysis only. So the sound dividend policy decision need a quantitative or qualitative analysis both. This is all about the factors affecting the dividend policy. Now after that, the concept of dividend decision. The dividend decision of the business concern, it is one of the crucial part of the financial manager because it determines the amount of profit to be distributed among the shareholder and amount of profit to be treated as a retained earning for financing its long-term growth. So the dividend decision play very important part in financial management. Here, dividend decision consists of two important concepts which are based on the relationship between dividend decision and value of firm. Now, after that, we have theories regarding dividend. Here, this theory we can classify it into two parts: irrelevance of dividend and relevance of dividend. Under this relevance of dividend, we have two approaches: Solomon approach and approach. And irrelevant, we have two models: Walter model and Golder model. Now, let's we understand first part, irrelevance of dividend. Under this, we have two professors, Solomon and Modigliani Miller. According to this, the dividend policy has no effect on the share price of the company. It means there is no relationship between the dividend rate and the value of firm. Dividend decision, it is irrelevant of the value of the firm. Under this, Modigliani Miller contributed a major approach to prove the irrelevance dividend concept. Let's we understand approach. Under the perfect market condition, the dividend policy of the company, it is irrelevant and it does not affect the value of the firm. Approach, it is based on certain parameters. Here we require perfect capital market, investor, they are rational, there are no taxation, the firm has fixed investment policy use, and also under business, no risk and no uncertainty. No risk and here we have uncertainty. So the approach proof from this formula. We have one formula, P0 is equal to D1 plus P1 divided by 1 plus K. By using this formula, the approach, it is satisfied. Under this formula, P0 means prevailing market price of share, it means opening. D1 means dividend to be received at the end of period. P1 means market price of share at the end. K, it is the cost of equity capital. So under this, P1 can be also calculated by using this formula. P1 means market price of share at the end of period. P0 multiply 1 plus K minus D1. Here we have one more important point. The number of new shares to be issued can be determined by the following formula. M multiply P1 is equal to I minus multiply X minus N D1. Here M means number of new shares to be issued. P1, it is price at which new share is to be made. And I it is amount of investment required. Then X means it is profit during the period. And last N D1, the total dividend paid during the period. Through this exercise, we can prove the dividend decision it is irrelevant. For regarding this, we take one small example. This is example. ABC Limited has a capital of rupees 10 lakh in equity share of 100 each. It means in this ABC Limited we have total 10,000 number of share, one share 100 rupees, total capital it is 10 lakh. The shares are currently quoted at a par. The shares are currently quoted at a par. It means market price it is 100 rupees. The company proposed to declare a dividend of rupees 10 per share at the end of current financial year. This is DPS, dividend per share, according to formula D1. The capitalization rate for this risk class to which the company belongs is 12%. This is the cost of equity share capital, 12%. Now the main requirement under this example, what will be the market price of share at the end of the year if dividend is not declared, dividend is declared, and under third one, assuming that the company pay the dividend and has net profit of rupees 5 lakh and make new investment it is 10 lakh during the period, how many new shares must be issued? For this using approach. Now let's we understand this. First we require formula. According to approach, the formula is P1 is equal to P0 in brackets 1 plus K minus D1. Let's we start first situation if the dividend is not declared. Here according to example P0 it is 100. The market price of the share. Then 1 plus 0.12. 0.12 it is our 12% capitalization rate. It means cost of equity share capital. And then dividend not declared. Here you mention minus 0. After solving this, our P1 The market price of the share at the end, it is 112. Now, then let's we start second. If the dividend is declared, as per same the formula apply here, and minus 10 here we mention minus 10, it is D1 dividend. According to this, our answer is 102. Now then, in third case, the case is dividend is declared, and under this we have to find out how many new share must be issued. So again here we require one formula. M multiply P1 is equal to I minus multiply X minus N D1. For this M we have to require calculate. P1 it is 102. If declared dividend, our P1 it is 102 according to second situation. Then equal to, then we require I according to this third situation, 10 lakh, it is investment. Then minus we require profit X means profit 5 lakh, minus then we require N D1, this is 10,000 multiply 10,000 number of share, 10 it is dividend rate, 10 rupees dividend rate. So after solving this, we can find out the how many new share must be issued. It is 5,882. So according to this, the firm should issue 5,882 new share at the rate of 102 per share to finance its investment proposal. This is all about approach. Now the next one is relevance of dividend. Under this relevancy, the dividend policy is considered to affect the value of firm. Means dividend relevance implies that shareholder prefer current dividend and there is no direct relationship between dividend policies and value of the firm. So the relevance of dividend concern is supported by two eminent persons, Walter and Gordon. This is all about this lecture. Thank you.